Hello there folks, and welcome back to Space Engineers. I have been busy, as you can see. Most of the ship itself is just about complete, and as some of you have previously mentioned, yes, it kind of does look like the Prometheus from Stargate. Didn't really intend for that, but you know what, it actually kind of does. Also, I haven't finished this nacelle here, so it's not quite done yet. And I kind of just shoved a thruster up top there so that it would stop so we would have a thruster in each direction. So, oh, looks like I missed a block. So this episode we're going to take you for a tour of the ship, and let's color that the correct color because it doesn't appear to be the correct color. Is that the correct color? Yeah, that's the correct color. Okay, so it turns out that our ship is actually quite small and cramped in the inside. I know it looks really big. Well, actually, it's not really even that big, but it is incredibly tight inside, and there's almost no room for anything else. So it's a good thing that we made it as big as we did, because if it was any smaller, it pretty much wouldn't work. Alright, so let's start from the front. So from the front we have two aimable missile launchers. Well, I suppose technically all these turrets are aimable as well, but these are the ones that stay fixed. And they are connected via conveyor, and there's also a conveyor right behind this block, which is why there is Gatling cannons right there, because all of these weapons are fed via conveyor and conveyor tubes. So there is a conveyor back there. It goes to the center like we saw last episode, then it goes all the way down the center of the spine of this ship, and there's going to be a conveyor there and a conveyor there, some conveyor tubes in the middle. And then we have two missile turrets up top, one missile turret on the bottom, two Gatling cannons on the sides for intercepting missiles. They have a pretty good arc of fire. And as some people have mentioned, yes, the 3 armor block bumper, I suppose you could say, yes, that can be used for ramming if we really wanted to, but I don't know if we're going to. Maybe we will. Who knows? It is pretty hardy and pretty durable, because the very first, I think the conveyor on the ship, the actual interior of the ship starts at this block. So all of this is pure armor. So it is a very, very well-armored ship from the front. Alright, and that is about it for the exterior. I still have to finish this nacelle. I was running out of materials, so we'll have to go make some more. And speaking of making things, I'm going to have to make some ice because we need to fill up the oxygen generator. Anyhow, so here's the back of the ship. Got a bunch of engines covered by some armor right here and right there. As well, we armored the top of these so that most of the thrusters have some decent armor protection. So that's what the nacelles look like. And from the bottom, there is a conveyor and a connector right here. Oh, you can see my legs kind of jiggling in the distance from in the shadows. Yes, that kind of sort of happens now that your body is technically a rag doll. I'm dancing. Okay, well, that's enough of that. So this connector goes to our cargo container on the inside of the ship that goes to feed the weapons on the ship. I find this very strange. You can see my shadow dancing. Anyhow, I'm getting distracted. So there's only one way inside of the ship, and that's via this airlock right here. And we actually kind of had to extend out the ship a little bit because there was no room in the inside to fit an airlock with the other things that we had inside. So let's take a look. This is going to be the bridge of the ship. Also, yes, there's a gravity generator on here as well. Open this up. As you can see, everything is all sealed off, so we can, if we have ice, we can fill this with atmosphere. And here we have our medical room. It's quite cramped in here. Our air vent, oxygen generator, some backup gyroscopes, 2 backup reactors, our gravity generator. We have a interior wall protecting us from incoming fire. Even if this takes damage, we'll have another interior wall to protect us. And then we have the cockpit pilot seat itself. And then we have some walls here to protect us from accidentally walking down into the engineering section, which is quite cramped. This is literally all the room there is after putting everything everywhere. So As you can see, this is the cargo container. Behind the cargo container is the spine of the ship with all the weapons on it. Down there is your connector, conveyor, and all sorts of things. Here is the main reactor of the ship. Currently has, I believe, 90, well, it was 95, uranium, but it's been running for a while. And there's no room in the back to put anything, so even if we were to scoot our way over here, there's really no reason to. Well, actually, there is room up here to put some gyroscopes or extra power if we needed to, or maybe even a secret Heidi pilot seat that nobody knows about except for us, because it's really hard to get to. So you gotta kind of orient yourself flat and then fly forward. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then in here we have access to some of our thrusters, and there's just a little bit of empty space. This is the only empty space on the entire ship. Apparently there's oxygen in here. It says oxygen low. Huh. Almost as though that there was excuse me, almost as though I put ice in here. I don't remember putting ice in here. Is it just producing oxygen from nothing? That's just strange. I don't think it is. I think maybe I tested it out and I forgot. Anywho. There's no ice in here, is there? No, there's no ice in there. Alright. Well, now that issue is solved. Alright, so one thing that they've done since last episode that I made is they've added a couple of new blocks that we might take advantage of on our mothership, but right now we're not going to. They are 3 new efficiency type blocks. We have the productivity module, the effectiveness module, and the power efficiency module. They're things that you can put onto assemblers and refineries to, well, increase. Well, you can also put them on arc furnaces as well. You can put them to increase their productivity, increase their effectiveness, and increase their power efficiency. So you'll use less power. You'll create things faster, and the effectiveness module is only for the refinery, and it gives you more ore, or it gives you more refined goods per ore that you put in. So we might actually have to take advantage of that as we're starting to run down on our material that we have. And that's about it for things that they've added. Also, like I've mentioned before, they have the cryo chamber. That's really only for multiplayer type stuff. I mean, you can put it in, it's cool and all, and if you die, you can, respawn there, but no real reason to put it in. Oh, also, we're in this ship and stuff, but I haven't taken it for a drive yet. I know we're missing an entire nacelle, so it's not going to be as fast as it could be, but it will show you how maneuverable this ship will be, so yeah, this ship is really, really maneuverable, and it doesn't use barely any power. And even with a missing nacelle, we're missing about 25% of our forward thrust, and it's still pretty good. So, I mean, it's not the fastest ship in the verse, but it'll get the job done. In fact, we might be able to add more thrusters in other locations as we finish this ship, so it's actually a very maneuverable ship, so it's going to be a very, very decent fighting ship. And that's what I wanted it to be, was to be maneuverable. So, mission accomplished, I guess. Now, where is that ice? Because we need to get some ice. I believe the ice is over here. Yep, there's just a little bit of a ice tumor on this rocky asteroid, so we're going to grab that. Some of it. We're just going to mine a little bit by hand, maybe? Probably. We don't need much. Looks like I might need to add more brakes. Granted, we only do have half of the braking that we have, or that we're going to have. So that's why it's having a little bit of trouble slowing down. It's because we're missing half of our brakes, but alright, well, I think that'll be close enough. There we go. That one thruster is working overtime trying to get us stopped, but yeah, we'll stop eventually. Alright, let's get out. I believe we have character tools. No, we don't have... we do not have aboard our ship and aboard our person a hand drill, so we're going to have to mine via awesome mining drill down here, wherever it went. There it is. So we'll do some mining this episode, I suppose. And then we can probably start laying down the rest of our nacelle. We're probably not going to finish it. I'll do the same thing I did last episode and finish most of the stuff off screen for you guys. Okay, where is... I believe this is the... Yep, this is the ice asteroid. There's going to be ice at the top, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So the name of our ship, our fighting ship, don't really quite have a name for it. I know some of you guys kind of sort of suggested Prometheus because it looks like the Prometheus from Stargate, but if anybody has any other names, feel free to let me know, because I have not put an antenna on it with anything, so we do not have a name for it as of yet. Okay, that probably is enough ice, because we're not going to chock this thing full. Alright. Let's slow down. I'm going to hop out. I'm not going to connect it via anything. I'll just grab what I can on my person. So, yoink. There we go. Almost 6,000 ice should be enough to be good for the entire ship. Okay, there we go. Should be enough ice to fill oxygen in this ship. Alright. And put this in here. And here we are. Yay! We can take off our helmet. Hoorah! Our oxygen is low inside of our suit, though. And... Alright, well, I think what we're going to do then is we're going to work on the nacelle. We're going to lay down the blocks for the nacelle, and then we'll see what we can do from there. And then after this ship is complete, you're darn right, we're going to go attack some innocent ships off in the distance. They're not innocent. They're enemies. Alright, well, I suppose I better put my helmet back on if we're going to wander outside. I heard the vacuum of space does not do great things to your eyeballs, so we'll keep our helmet on. Alrighty then. So, I gotta take a look at the nacelle over here, because so we have a 3x4 block of engines. Okay, so that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks as though that's the case. Yep. So that block is actually an engine. So let's go to all blocks, grab ourselves some small thrusters, and I believe we have everything else we need. We'll also get a large thruster in our hotbar, so we're gonna need it. Alright, and then I'm going to put you here, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. There we go. That's our block of thrusters. And then we have our forward thrusters. I believe we have... No, don't commit suicide. Wrong button. There we go. We have 4 thrusters as reverse thrusters, and then we have thrusters in the upward facing direction. There we go. Actually, that is not correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yeah, this block right here is fine. Ignore what I said earlier. Here we go. And then we will put you like that. And now we need our side-facing thrusters. Do we have just 1 row or 2 rows of side-facing thrusters? And where are they located? Okay, so they're located on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 of those. Man, I wish you could use symmetry in the survival mode, but unfortunately I don't think that's the case. Alright, that's going to be our side thrusters, and we have 1 rear thruster, 1 big one. Just plopped on the back here. Oh, and I believe 1 more rotation and it will be good. There we go. Alright, well that's the basic thruster block. Now we need to actually armor it up a little bit. And I believe those are going to be sloped blocks, and this is going to be a sloped block as well. And let's get those in our inventory. We had those are 1x2s. They're relatively new blocks that we really haven't used much. They've been around for actually probably a month or so already, if not more than that. Okay, they've been around for more than that, but we haven't used them much, so play the rotation game. There we go. And looks like our oxygen is low. We'll have to find our way to a ship pretty soon. And let's just throw some steel plates in here before our oxygen actually runs out. We still have 20-something% left. I don't know what it's whining about. 25% is just fine. We'll get rid of all the steel that we have in our inventory. One thing that we can't do that we could have done on the other side of the ship is, and we did do on the other side of the ship, is we had a little area right here. If you notice, when we walked inside of the nacelle, this was actually where we were walking, was inside of these 2 blocks, but we're not going to be doing that because, well, there is, as you have noticed, a passageway in the way, so instead we're going to make it a little bit more secure and put some heavy armor blocks there. So I think by next episode I'm going to have the nacelle all finished and ready to roll so that we can ambush ourselves some ships that are flying by. Alright. However, right now I'm in desperate need of some oxygen. And is that ship going to be possessed? No, it seems to be fine. So, as some people have been mentioning it, apparently landing gear are really quite bugged in this game right now. So, we won't be using landing gear for a while. Because, as you saw it, the landing gear actually damaged that ship. Or whatever happened to the ship last episode. It actually damaged the underside, and we're missing a couple parts now, so we'll have to be very careful with how we use landing gear, apparently. Alright, well, our oxygen is full. I think we can call that a very successful episode. Next episode, we're going to ambush some ships. So thank you folks for watching. That'll be it for this episode. See you guys next time.